Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca and today I'm going to share another meal prep video. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I'm super excited to share with you 3 recipes. We're going to make some salmon, we're going to make turkey meatballs, and we're going to make just some basic barbecue chicken that you can use for all kinds of stuff. And actually it's not even going to be 100% barbecue, it's going to be seasoned in a way that you can actually make it super versatile and use it for many things. Now, I have recorded this a couple times because I had a huge disaster with my Instant Pot, which I will share with you in a little bit. But it's going to be fun, so I hope you stick around. I am not carnivore. I definitely am more on the high protein route of things, but I certainly eat carbs and all that. So I just noticed that everything I'm doing is protein, and I like to prep my protein because a lot of times that does take longer unless you're just like grilling a piece of steak or like chicken breast or something like that. You're just having the meat, but making meatballs can take a while, so I like making a big batch of them. That way I can use them for multiple things, just like the chicken. And then also the salmon, I'm going to show you how to marinate it. So we're not going to cook it, but we're going to marinate it, and I've got the best marinade ever. So hope you stick around and watch these little meal prep ideas for your proteins. So we picked up this huge thing of salmon here, and I'm going to cut it into fillets, and part of it is going to be for dinner tonight, and I think I'm probably going to get about 6 fillets out of here, and the others I will put into this bag and I'll freeze. So I'm going to go ahead and marinate it now and then put it in the freezer, so when I'm ready to eat it that day it's completely ready to go. And then this one I'm going to put the marinade in for what we're going to eat tonight. So I will show you how I put that together. Okay, this is a super easy marinade, and I'll have the actual measurements listed in the description. I really don't measure a lot. It's all about kind of the ratio to me. So we're going to do some tamari. You could also use soy sauce or even coconut aminos. The Simple Truth coconut aminos, I find though, is actually pretty sweet. So it might not be the perfect idea. We're going to use some rice wine vinegar. And then we're going to do some salt. And some pepper. I'm going to do a little bit of ginger. Okay, we don't have any more ginger powder, so we're going to actually use some ginger essential oil. Now this is safe to ingest. This is the Young Living Vitality line. Actually, Young Living ginger in the regular bottle or the Vitality bottle, doesn't matter, the same ginger. Safe to ingest, so we'll just add a drop or 2. And if you're going to cook with essential oils, make sure you get food grade. I only use Young Living essential oils to ingest because they are regulated by the FDA. That's why they actually have the same ginger in 2 different bottles, because it's always been safe to ingest, but the FDA makes you have it separate, so they can't be like for topical use or aromatic use if you're going to ingest it, so they had to have a separate line. So I definitely recommend the Young Living oils if you're going to use them to cook with, which I do like to cook with because, as you just saw, I don't have the ginger powder, so this comes in handy. And also I like to make a Irish meal with ginger Zevia, the ginger ale Zevia, lime LaCroix, a drop of ginger, and Jameson. It's delicious. Alright, what's next? Oh, and we're going to do just a little bit of garlic. Just a teeny bit. I don't want this to be super garlicky, but you just want like a pinch. And I actually got this recipe from Longhorn, where I used to work. And Chris and I met there actually. We've been together for 16 years. Oh my gosh, it'll be 17 years actually in June. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to add is just a little bit of Jameson. So really any whiskey will do. I think actually Longhorn used Old Crow. I just use a capful of Jameson, and this is the secret ingredient. This brings it all together. It's so good. You gotta try it. Alright, I'm gonna cut up the salmon and then put it all together. So I'm just using some kitchen shears. What'd I just say? I'm gonna use some kitchen shears, okay? And just to cut these into fillets. Oh, and look. They're hiding from me. Look at that tail piece. Dang it. Okay, that's all right though. So, I might get more than 6 fillets. I'm just going to throw these 2 in here. And the great thing about this is you can also use it for leftovers. So, I'm only going to turn this into 2 meals, but I'm sure we'll have some leftover to put on top of the salad, which would be awesome. Alright, we're going to put these 4 in here. So I actually like to flip it over flesh side down. And let it soak. You know, you could do this overnight. It only needs about 2 hours. So we're going to have this for dinner. I'm going to let this sit like this, put it in the fridge, cover it with a lid. The salmon is in the bag. And we're going to take some air out. I try to flatten it out. There we go. So we actually got 8 fillets out of this. That would be nice. We, like I said, have it for leftovers. You put on top of the salad each meal. And the same thing, I like where like the flesh is down. That way it's what really absorbs all of the great marinade. And I'll just put this in the freezer. And the day that I'm ready to eat it, I can actually take it out the night before, or you could like take it out the same morning, put it in the fridge, might be ready, or put it in like a little water to thaw it. And then it's good to go. All you have to worry about is getting a couple side items together, and then you're good. So there's our salmon ready to go in the freezer. I also do have some chicken marinades I like to do if I get a huge package of chicken that's not already separated, and I'll share that recipe, or not that recipe, but that video below if you're interested. But that's our salmon. So we had a little incident, and the chicken that I made the other day, because now it's a different day, a couple of days later, actually was not able to be eaten because the first time ever that I put that crock pot, or not the crock pot, the Instant Pot on the stove, one of the burners accidentally got turned on, and you can guess what happened to the bottom of the Instant Pot. And there was like plastic smoke smell in my house for like 5 minutes, and not good. Couldn't really share that because I was just trying to breathe. But guess what? We got a new one, and we're gonna do this again. So we have in here chicken breasts instead of the chicken thighs. These are the ones I picked up from Sam's. And the chicken breasts I like to actually cut up into 3 pieces, like against the grain. That way you don't have to worry about getting any special equipment. You don't have to put it on a cutting board with 2 forks and cut it up. You don't have to get a blender out or a mixer or any of that. You can actually just, you'll see that you just use tongs and breaks up very easily. So I have salt, pepper, onion, garlic, paprika in here, and I just sprinkle it on the top. So I'll leave measurements below, but really you don't have to measure too much. You can just sprinkle it on. The only one you want to be careful of is not putting too much salt on there, but you definitely want to put some salt. So it's done, and there is, you know, quite a bit of liquid in here, but what I'm going to do is just put it on saute. Oh, fogging up. I'm going to put it on saute and let some of that liquid come out, but let me show you how tender this is and how you can just pull it apart with tongs. So look at how perfectly shredded that is. You don't need anything but a tong, but you might need both hands so one can hold on to the little crab here. So I'm just going to saute it a little bit just to absorb some of that liquid, and then I'm going to use part of this for our barbecue chicken sliders. So we'll just add some barbecue sauce to it, and the other I'm going to put in the fridge, and we'll use it for salads and other things. You can use it for like tacos if you add a little bit of cumin and some other things like that. Really have it for salads, also for like breakfast if you want an omelet, or for tacos. So next we're going to make the barbecue turkey meatballs. I just have 2.5 pounds of ground turkey. I also picked this up from Sam's, and then we're seasoning it with just some salt, pepper. I have some chipotle chili powder, cilantro, onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika. Then we're going to bind it with an egg and some almond flour. So I'm going to get it all mixed up, and then we're going to make some meatballs. So I may have needed to grab a bigger bowl, but we'll see. So we're going to use 1/2 cup of almond flour, 1 egg, then about a teaspoon each of paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, just about a 1/4 teaspoon of the ground chipotle chili powder, a teaspoon or so, about maybe 2 teaspoons of the cilantro, and then I'm just going to crack a bunch of pepper and salt, about half a teaspoon of the pepper and about 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix it up. I'm just going to use an ice cream scooper to make some like larger size meatballs, and then we're going to put it in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes and see where it's at. And I like to go ahead and just put everything out first and then roll them up. It's kind of like an assembly line. I think it makes it so much easier. Just gonna roll them all into nice ball shapes and then get them in the oven at 400 for about 20 to 25 minutes. We'll start with 20 and just see where they're at. So I just took them out, and what I did is at 14 minutes I rotated them. So I just switched one from the bottom rack to the top rack. I'll let them cool. They look so good. And what we're going to use them for is going to be for salads. And we're also going to be using this for Super Bowl Sunday. And we're going to put them in the, well, I would put them in my crock pot, but I don't have one. So they'll either go in the Instant Pot, or I'll just put it on the stove with some barbecue sauce on them and just have them as like a, you know, barbecue meatball with the sauce, and be so delicious and healthy. Okay, to make sure that they are cooked though, let's just test one. Cut it open. And it is perfectly cooked. No pink. And you could also put a thermometer in it. If it hits 165, it's good. But we don't want them to be overcooked and dry. So they're perfect. And I'm going to eat this one and let you know what it tastes like. Alright, we're going to give this a try. Good. The first thing I get is the chipotle chili powder. It is perfectly cooked, and it's actually very tender. Like, you know how turkey can be pretty freaking dry? It's not. It's like the perfect amount. It's like just a little bit of warmth in my throat. So, delicious. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that gave you some good ideas. I hope you'll try it. Definitely let me know if you do, because I'm super curious to know just what you think about my recipes, and I super hope that you have an awesome day. I hope you go do something good for yourself, because as I always say, you are number one. You've got to believe that, and it's true. So you deserve to go do something good for yourself, whether it's just taking a walk by yourself, reading a book, hiding in the bathroom from the kids, whatever it is, go do something good for yourself, because you deserve it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.